Hi, it's Rebecca, and my group with Danielle, Elizabeth, and Jermaine have decided to do our group speech on cyberbullying. And cyberbullying is bullying by using electronics through text messages, social media, email, or sharing embarrassing pictures or videos of a person. Bullying can be defined as an aggressive, unwanted behavior. Bullying online is only considered cyberbullying when at least one minor is involved, which is someone under the age of 18. When it involves solely just adults, it is only considered cyber harassment. People who are cyberbullied do tend to be bullied as well in public, but most children have a harder time getting away from that sort of behavior. What makes cyberbullying different from traditional bullying is that it can happen at any time of the day or night. Often cyberbullying messages can be posted anonymously and spread throughout a directed audience at an extremely fast rate thanks to the ever-advancing technology that we have. Sometimes it's impossible to even find the source of the cyberbully and find the source of the bullying because of these abilities. Cyberbullying can happen anywhere, and the cyberbullies can be anyone from classmates or anonymous users that often tend to know their victims. Examples of cyberbullying can include sending someone mean or threatening text messages, emails, messages on Facebook chat, Instagram, anything on Snapchat, anything like that. Breaking into someone's email and sending cruel or false messages posing as that person, or using websites to rate peers on a pretty or ugly scale or anything of that nature. In 2015, the CDC, which is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, conducted a youth risk behavior system. And that found that 16% of high school students interviewed had experienced some form of cyberbullying within a 12-month period. In 2016, the Cyberbullying Research Center conducted a survey that included 5,707 students between the ages of 12 and 17. And in the survey, they found that almost 34% of students had experienced some form of cyberbullying sometime in their life. And the same survey also found that of the 5,707 students, 17% had been cyberbullied within the last 30 days. Cyberbullying is becoming a more prominent issue in our society as more and more people use their phones and social media to communicate with everyday life. People tend to, mostly children, have little to no monitoring. Almost every student has access to a computer with internet or a cell phone. So anyone can be a cyberbully or endure cyberbullying anywhere at any time. Schools have little legal rights when it comes to dealing with any form of cyberbullying unless it happens on school grounds, or the bullying that does take place starts to affect that student in the school environment. Often parents try to sue the schools that do intervene for infringing on First Amendment rights, so it's really hard to deal with.
Hey guys, my name is Jermaine Daming, and today I'm going to be talking about the effects and consequences of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is a major problem affecting kids and teenagers of both genders. In this generation, we are prone to this type of mistreatment due to the easy access of technology. The effect of cyberbullying can lead to many underlying negative influences on a person. Stress is one of the many results of being cyberbullied. It can take a huge toll on a person because it is capable of causing psychological, emotional, and physical pain. Sadly, most people who have been cyberbullied do not speak up because they do not want to feel embarrassed or they are scared to tell someone about it. The loss of their confidence and self-esteem can result in a fatal outcome. They may not feel like they are good enough or feel like they aren't happy with their looks or personality. Those who have been bullied of any sort are more prone to feelings of depression or having anxiety. If they fall into depression, they may feel like they can never be happy again. These feelings may even linger into their adult lives. Another result of being cyberbullied is becoming antisocial. The target may go out less or just completely not leave the house. The person might start interacting with other people less, or they might try avoiding human contact entirely. They may start feeling nervous around groups of people or start panicking frequently, showing signs of a panic disorder, which is a form of anxiety disorder. People affected by cyberbullying may start feeling self-conscious and letting it break them down. The bullying could infiltrate their personal feelings and mess with their everyday things. It could cause them to not do well in school. By feeling anxious or just wanting to isolate themselves from others, it is possible that victims of cyberbullying feel the need to skip school. They do not want to feel unsafe with others near them, so they would rather stay at home. Perhaps they feel that their home is a safe place and never want to leave it. Losing interest of maintaining their health could also result in being cyberbullied as well. They may not feel the need to take care of themselves, since they may feel like they're worthless. This can cause their self-esteem to plummet severely. Thoughts of suicide could also occur if being cyberbullied. People who have been targeted by cyberbullying are more likely to have suicidal thoughts. They want to end the pain, so some rely on suicide to stop the damage done to them. 20% of kids who have been cyberbullied consider suicide. About 1 in 10 of them attempt it. There have been a lot of stories of people who have committed suicide due to being cyberbullied. There are even many movies about it, and even certain TV shows talk about it. But drugs and alcohol are other substances few turn to, so they can reduce the pain. They suppose doing drugs or drinking alcohol can help them cope with being bullied. The bullies can also face effects from hurting others. They may begin developing an abusive personality. This can greatly affect their lives in the future because they may continue bullying others, even in their adult lives. The assailant may inhibit behavior that leads into physically fighting others due to his aggressive behavior that started as a child. Developing a short temper and being easily offended can also result as an outcome. The bully may also tend due to his aggressive behavior that started as a child. Developing a short temper and being easily offended can also result as an outcome. The bully may also tend to threaten others or say hurtful things often. Also, they may more likely have criminal charges in the future. Cyberbullies are likely to turn to drugs and drinking. Victims may not have the confidence in themselves to make important decisions or to push them to do things out of their comfort zone. They may start not caring about their life, causing them to shut down. Feeling powerless is another result of being cyberbullied. The victims may feel vulnerable and that they aren't capable of being protected because they are being harassed. Perhaps other feelings they may express are ones of anger and revenge. It's possible that the victim wants to get even with their bullies. This can cause an even bigger disruption and more malice. All of these consequences of being cyberbullied are very serious. As you can see, all of these effects and consequences of cyberbullying are all negative. Cyberbullying is causing so many problems among children and teens. Cyberbullying can result in so many bad consequences, so we should all try to prevent it in any way possible.
Cyberbullying is one of those things that everyone tries to bring awareness to, but I don't think anyone just ever sits down and actually talks about their personal experiences with it. So ever since I was little, I have dealt with haters. And it started out at school. I was always the youngest one in my class, so I was the baby, and I didn't listen to the same kind of music as everyone, or I didn't dress the same. I dressed differently. I was into different hobbies. So, of course people are gonna make fun of you if you're not normal. And that was my problem. I didn't want to be like everyone else. So the popular kids tried to punish me for that. And as I got older and I got social media and I was able to start posting pictures of things that were going on in my life, or selfies, or things that I was doing, trips that I was going on, and after traveling so much, me and my family, we travel a lot. One of my hobbies is I like to hunt and fish, so I love the outdoors. And a lot of people my age do not agree with hunting. And I recently went on a hunt in Colorado, and when I posted a picture of the finished product, I ended up getting like 110 comments of people just bashing me for things that I love doing, for things that my family does, trips that we go on. And that was when it really hit me. Like, I've always dealt with stuff like that, but they weren't just attacking me, they were attacking my family too. And that's when I realized that something is wrong. Something is wrong with this world. You shouldn't have to put down other people to make you feel better about yourself. For me, at that point in time, over that subject, it didn't really bother me that much. But the thing about it is, if they'll do it to me, they'll do it to anyone else, no matter what. And you can't avoid it. But up until that point, I let it really bother me. And it bothered me a lot. I struggled with it every day. It was to the point I hated getting up and checking my phone, because I knew as soon as I opened it, there was going to be some negative comment or some negative message towards me. And it was just like a guessing game every morning, trying to figure out, oh, what's it gonna be next? And that was hard, especially at the time of my life that it was happening. I'm 16, I'm about to graduate college. So when I said I've always been the youngest kid in my class, I have been the youngest kid in my class for a long time. And there is a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure, and there still is a lot of pressure for me to get good grades, and I had crazy high expectations of myself, and all these people bashing me for things that I loved doing was not helping me at all. And finally, I realized after the Colorado trip that you can't let people get to you. Do what you love doing. Be who you are. Be who you want to be. Don't let people tell you what to do with your life. It's crazy the effect that it had on me, how I let it affect me, how I let it bring me down. I swore that day that I will never ever let anyone do that to me again. And ever since then, I've handled it way better mentally. For me, I can handle it now, and I know how to react.
Hello, my name is Danielle, and thank you once again for tuning in to our speech about cyberbullying. Now that we've defined cyberbullying and how important the issue is, we talked about the effects and consequences, and also heard a little bit of a personal experience about cyberbullying. I just basically want to conclude by going over how we can bring more awareness to the issue of cyberbullying. And then also how we can prevent cyberbullying as well, because it is a very big issue and it's growing and progressing right along with technology. So basically, how we can spread awareness about cyberbullying. Parents, we have to speak more with our children. We have to talk to them about why it's important. We have to speak to them about how to identify cyberbullying, just to make sure that they do not become a victim, they are not a participant, and that they know that it's wrong. So basically, that just goes hand in hand with monitoring your children's online activities, social media, text messaging, even pictures, comments, everything, because it's everywhere. It's so many different ways. You want to make sure that you're monitoring them at all times. And just to make sure you're promoting more awareness, like now, giving speeches, go to schools, events, educate teachers, educate parents, educate each other about cyberbullying and what we can do to prevent it. Um, Speaking of things that we can do to prevent cyberbullying, number one, if you are being a victim or if you see someone being a victim, do not ignore it. Make sure you report it, tell someone, speak with them about it. Do not ignore cyberbullying. Just being cautious of what you post online. You want to make sure you're not posting any pictures or any status or any comments that might hurt someone else that could be looked at as cyberbullying. You also want to make sure that you're being cautious of what you post. So therefore, you're not being held vulnerable for someone to screenshot or send to someone else to speak about you or to potentially harm you in any kind of way. So you want to be careful what you post for yourself and then also for the feelings of others. We want to make sure that we're logging out of all accounts. Never leave any accounts attended for anyone to get into your account, see what you're posting, see your messages, see your conversations with other people. That also goes right along with protecting your passwords. Just like we protect our PIN numbers and card numbers from these fraudsters, you have to protect your passwords online because they're always the same. Like cyberbullying can be the same as online crime, online fraud. You want to be sure that you're always protecting your personal information, also with passwords. And again, nothing is more important than anything as far as educating yourself more. Use the information that you got from this speech today to educate someone else, to speak with more to your children about the activity that they do online, the activity that they may see their friends doing on that line. You would have to get involved with them and then also the people or children that they hang around. And it's not always just students that's a victim of cyberbullying. Sometimes teachers, parents, everyone is online in today's day and age. So it's not just students being cyberbullied. If you see it, say something. Don't ignore it. Um, Take what you've learned from this topic today because technology is great and it offers fantastic opportunities for children. However, technology can be misused. And this is very painful for those, both children and teachers, again, who are the targets of cyberbullying. So I do want to thank you all for tuning in. I hope you learned a lot from this topic today and you can embrace the importance of cyberbullying. If you want more information or even to report cyberbullying or maybe even just get some advice and speak with someone, you can go to stopbullying.gov. Stopbullying.gov for more information. Thank you.